Doesn't he? Big time openings for him. Gets him all the way down to the 2-yard line. Let's if they can pound it in.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They come out here in the eye. They'll try to run with a jab.
Touchdown, baby, let's go.
Touchdown, Eagles. K-KiZz, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles are now just an extra point away from grabbing the lead. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive, and how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And they take the lead here at 7-6. So that drive, 4 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run by K-KiZz. Elliott now to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They begin the drive on the ground with Mack. Brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, 1st down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Two minutes to play here in the 1st half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this.
My niggas don't come in like 10 deep. When them niggas really wanna just try to throw that. One of them niggas try to just go and just throw.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
We're coming on here and do the hands. Keep fucking going, my nigga. You know the dance. I don't give a damn, my nigga. You try to.
Now a 1st down throw, Lock. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Now the Colts moving quickly here in the hurry-up offense. Throwing is Lock. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Here's Love. He's got
Come
the first
on,
down.
that's bullshit.
And down to the 27-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Jordan Hicks in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a solid run down inside the 30. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half.
Cheating for the computer, bro. I swear to God.
A third field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Love. And this is going to be incomplete.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
Vinatieri now on to try the field goal for the Colts. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And it bangs off the left upright and deflects away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So plenty of leg, but it's the accuracy there that lets him down.
Yeah, he hit it really well. I think this might have been good from 55. But you'll see it just conk off that upright. And they're denied a chance at 3 points.
A chance for us now to discuss Jay Ajayi. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Now Wentz. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Oh, free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
No.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. This is taken at about the 14. Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
12 yards on the return that time. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And a lot of times you talk about establishing the ground game. Probably something they need to do more of here losing in the 2nd quarter.
When you're riding your best horse, you've got to lather him up. The best running backs I've ever talked to, they've all said the exact same thing to me. I'll even break a good sweat until I get to 20 carries.
You're full of good wisdom. Let's see if they can get him into the game more now. Starting the drive with a give to Mack. And he stopped immediately there. Fletcher Cox there for the tackle. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. We'll start our tour with a trip to FedEx Field, where we find Green Bay on the road to take on Washington. And it's the Packers who have the lead in that one. Amara Darboh, a touchdown reception. From there, let's make the quick trip up the Parkway and check in on the Ravens at home in Baltimore. And they trail the visiting Denver Broncos in that one. Royce Freeman with both of their touchdowns thus far as he scored twice on the ground. Lastly, let's head up to the Twin Cities to check in on the Vikings at home in Minneapolis. And currently they are tied with the visiting Bills in that one. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the 2nd half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Around the NFL, a game going on in Washington. And the Redskins there out to an early lead. Alex Smith with 2 first-half touchdown passes. It's time for our player spotlight right now as we get a look at Carson Wentz. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground. But that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster.
Jay Ajayi's going to go. And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory. A big play there from Ajayi. And even 50 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Now a play fake here on first down. Rolling to his right. And it's intercepted at the goal line. A great read, and it's picked off. first possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Now Locke going for the deep ball. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Chester Rogers, his second touchdown on the season. And the Colts are in for 6. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, that tells you you're getting it done.
Now a carry from Mack. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. Vinatieri out there to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Here's Ajayi. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Wentz. Being chased out left. He may try and run for this. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. It's a sneak. It's Wentz. And able to follow his center and pick up the first. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
We often hear analysts talk about a quarterback's wingspan, almost like a forward in basketball. But here's where it pays to have a long reach. They find a slight opening and are able to stick the ball forward to pick up first downs.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now this time Wentz will throw. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Jabal Sheard in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Now Wentz throwing on second down. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. On third and long, it's Wentz. And his pass is in.